what we're making today, right there, flat delicious. It's ready to serve up. I'm going to enjoy it. Today I'm going to be making some baked beans. Now this isn't a recipe that I have laying around. This is a recipe I'm developing right here on the show as I do this. Sometimes I do that, and if you want to see that kind of play out, the tutorial version is really better for that. However, what I'm here to give you is a good recipe for baked beans, and it's going to involve some very intense flavors. There is some background on this. I mean, it's so you'll know, where does this come from? It starts with Native Americans. They used to take this white bean and cook it up and add some maple to it to sweeten it. That would give them this beautiful tasting bean. And when the colonists, the Plymouth colonists showed up, they were setting up and trading with the Indians, and they traded recipes, and this is one of them that they got. They learned from the Indians about this bean, and it was really good flavor. Thing of it is it's native to the Americas. Okay, so this is actually an American dish, and it goes back to Native Americans, and so we in part owe this to them. There's a lot of other flavors going on here that kind of get introduced throughout history, American history that is, and gives us what we have today, which is our modern baked bean, which has all kinds of wonderful flavors in it. So we're going to get in the kitchen. I'm going to show you this good recipe. Something I want to mention before I head that way. Got merchandise on sale, Texas Cooking Today. Got some recipes up over there at my website, S.A.Trotter.com. There are also links in the description for that. If you would, please take a look. Now let's get in the kitchen and cook up some good food. Come on. Now folks, the star of our dish is our beans. I've had these soaking overnight, and now they are puffed up and they're ready. We soaked them in that brine, and we're ready to get these up and cooking. They've got about 2 hours of cooking before all of the rest of this comes into play. However, you need to know we're going to be using some white wine vinegar, and it doesn't have to be that exact item, just any vinegar will work. Some mustard, paprika, and you need dry mustard, not prepared. Paprika pepper, wonderful. That's going to give that southern flavor that we're looking for, that barbecue-y like flavor, and that's going to come from that. We got some tomato paste here, salt pork. I'm using a red onion. Any old onion will do, but I love the flavor of these, so I'm going to use a red. I'm going to be using some salt in this. I'll be using a little bit of garlic in this. We've got some sugar here, 2 different kinds. I've got some brown sugar, and I've also got some molasses in it. That molasses gives it that deep, rich flavor. And also we're going to give it that woody flavor with a little bit of bourbon, and I'll be using anywhere from 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup, probably 3/4 of a cup. And there it is, folks, a beautiful lineup of ingredients. Let's get busy cooking those beans up, and once they're ready, we can get busy making our sauce. Now it's time to get our beans started. So pouring them in. After you get your beans out of the soak water, put it in a pot, refill with some fresh water, and get these things cooking. All right, you're going to be cooking them for about an hour and a half, could be a little bit more. Check for tenderness. When they're tender, it's time to start your bake. Folks, I wanted to speak to you for just a minute about what you've seen, the way I've been preparing the beans. You saw me, I mixed up a whole bunch of salt in the water and then poured it in for the soak. Well, here's what I have learned. In the past, it has been taught, even by top chefs, it has been taught that you do not salt beans until the end of cooking because the salt itself would make the bean tough. Well, that is erroneous. It's a wives' tale. It's untrue. I love it when you have some folks that do a lot of study and experimenting. And you get these folks that are actually food chemists and folks that really study food on the molecular level and how things interact with that food. The salt will break down the skin on the bean a little bit faster when you soak it with salt, and that's the advantage there. It does not make the beans tough. It is a good way of starting your beans, and so I recommend brining the beans. So I've got some notes to install in all of my other bean recipes where I have told people not to salt until the end. Go ahead and salt early, folks. It's not going to hurt a thing. It actually is good. It tenderizes the skin, as I said, and makes the bean a lot more palatable. And from what I've seen from the soak here, it really did work on those skins. It made them a lot softer. So now it's just a matter of cooking the inside of the bean till they're tender. This is what I'm talking about right here. A gentle boil. Now it's time to reduce the temperature, cover it, and let it simmer. Now folks, you're going to need to crush the garlic. We don't need to do anything more than that. I want to remove paper, crush it, and I want to cook it up in a little oil. After that, I'll throw the garlic away. The oil is what I want. This, you just need to dice it up into large dice, okay? So, very easy cutting on that. Big dice there, crush this, and you're ready to go. Folks, take that salt pork and dice it out, all right? Without it being cut down, that's going to be a little unwieldy. So yeah, all you're looking for is just some small dice or strips of this. You don't have to do a lot of work, but you're wanting to break it into some smaller pieces so that it covers the surface easy. This is what I'm talking about right here. Not little pieces, just some good sized chunks that'll spread out across the surface, and that's slowly going to caramelize as it cooks. It'll be wonderful. A delicious addition. I'm getting ready to combine all of my ingredients in this pan, but first I need to take that garlic and I'm going to extract the flavor from it. I'm going to crush my garlic. I'm then going to put it in some oil and cook it for just a couple of minutes until it starts turning kind of a light tan color, a nice color. You don't want it to turn brown or anything because it'll taste burnt. All right, so we want to keep a light tan color on this and then pull it out, and we have oil that will combine with the rest of our ingredients that's garlic flavor. Real nice way of doing this. After that, we'll be adding in the tomato paste, our liquid ingredients, and sugar, and then I'll be adding in some of the bean stock, some of that bean juice, in order to thin it down, make a nice sauce that we're going to put up over our beans to cook it in when we bake it. Now folks, I have the sugars in here, I have the bourbon in this, the spices, except for salt. Everything is cooking, and right now I can smell alcohol, and that's that alcohol steaming off that was in the bourbon I put in this. So that's the very first thing that steams out. It doesn't take but that long to get rid of the alcohol in something like this. After 15 minutes, there's really nothing left in there. I'm cooking this initially for 15 minutes. After that, I might adjust my spices. If I need a little more paprika, if I need a little more of the vinegar, then I'll add it at that time. If I feel it's not sweet enough, I can adjust it. I'm looking for the flavor I want my beans to be, and that's what this pot is right here. Right now I have everything prepared. My sauce is ready to go. In this I have the juice that my beans cooked in. Here I have my cooked beans, pot ready to go to bake it in. And here we've got onion and of course that pork. What I want to do is start by putting the beans in here, and then I'm going to pour my sauce in over the top of it, and then I'm going to bring that liquid level up to the top of the beans by adding in any of that bean juice I need. After that, I'm going to top with the pork and the onion and place in the oven covered, and we're going to start baking it at 275 degrees. I've got my beans in here. I have started by getting the sauce in there, and then I put some of the bean stock on top of it. Now I'm getting the onion in there, and once I'm done with that, on goes that salt pork. So assemble yours the same way and bake it up covered at about 275 degrees. It takes hours to bake this, okay? Getting ready to bake this up, 275 degrees Fahrenheit on your oven. Cover this and then just let it bake slowly. You're going to check it about once every hour, and if it needs liquid, add that liquid. It's not a problem. Now the quantities of what we've used today, that started with 1 pound of navy beans that were soaked overnight and then cooked. Then to that on this recipe, we started with that 1 tablespoon of vinegar and worked our way up until the flavor was to your taste, okay? So that's how we did that. And remember, this is recipe under development. So we have the mustard started at 1 teaspoon there, a couple of tablespoons of paprika, and then you just build that into a good flavor. We started with a ½ pound of salt pork, 6 ounces of tomato paste, 1 medium-sized onion, a teaspoon of salt, 3 garlic cloves. The sugar quantities, I was using 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar and 1/3 of a cup of molasses. The molasses, if you want to increase it, do that, but remember, sometimes these get too sweet. Bourbon, 3/4 of a cup to a cup. All right, so there's your recipe, folks. And remember, there are certain things that are to taste that have to be developed as you go on this. And that's the way I worked that out. Now, the exact recipe that we ended up using, that is down in that description box. Click that link and you'll get that exact recipe. Alrighty, now it's time to take a closer look at our beans that are already beautiful. There. Of course, what is it without a little bit of the salt pork? The flavors are so good. Everything came together so well. The pork is in there, the flavor of the onion. It's not too sweet. It is sweet, but not too sweet. The beans, they're perfect. I mean, they stand up on their own. They keep their shape. Outside of that, they will just melt in your mouth. Very good. It's a recipe that you're going to find very easy to make. And the nice thing about this recipe is, while it's just sitting in the oven doing its thing, you can be busy preparing all kinds of other stuff. So if you're doing a large meal, you know, like a barbecue or something, this is a great thing. It just sits in the oven, and when everybody's ready to get everything together, the barbecue's finished, so are the baked beans. They take time just like the meat does. Guess that's why we use it in a lot of barbecues. Folks, thank you very much for watching. Please take a look at my channel. Link is in the description for this recipe and for my channel also. Other products there as well. Neat stuff. Thank you for watching, and hey, enjoy this recipe. Come on.